Today is pro se all day. I kind of want to take some time to just talk about the pro se experience and some of the problems that people that are pro se, and that means representing themselves, they are acting as their own attorney, and some of the problems with just the rules rules is the wrong word, but just what's the word?
What do you mean rules are the wrong word?
Well, I mean rules because they're not the rules of procedure, family court procedure rules. They're not the rules of criminal procedure.
You're talking about with the courts, the little rules that they, I say that in quotes too,
Yeah.
put in for their own individual courts. Yeah. So what Christine's referring to is the judges oftentimes, and we've mentioned it a few podcasts ago, will have rules it's usually about making objections or responses to motions or asking for a case to be called at motion hour if the judge is pre-ruling, which is sort of judge issues, generally the judge's office before each motion hour in Jefferson County, at least, and in some other counties, will issue basically a docket sheet saying what's on the docket and what is likely going to be the ruling, or what the ruling's going to be. Either the case is going to be called for argument, or some things are pretty much perfunctory and this is going to be signed, or there's going to be the other side gets 10 days to respond. It kind of tells you, and if you say, no, I don't agree with that, I want to be heard, you can ask the judge to call the case. But they have rules about, 10 minutes before court or 2 hours before court, you have to ask, and they all tend to be a little bit different. And
which being pro se, being an attorney, is difficult, and there's a ton to memorize, and we are trained to think a certain kind of way.
Oh yeah.
People don't realize that in law school you don't read statutes, you learn to think like a lawyer. You know what I mean? I always refer back to the statute, or back when I was a criminal attorney, every single case I would print out what the client was charged with, or like in domestic violence case, I would print out the domestic violence statute, and that would be the top of my file when I was having a DVO hearing, because they got to prove XYZ, right? And so it's hard enough, but with a pro se litigant, they're supposed to be held to the same standard by the judge, but then, which is insane because that would make our law degree worthless, right? If they were able to do it the same as us, in my opinion.
No, I agree.